Alright, it is Friday night in Draketown, and it's going to be prime rib on the green egg tonight. Dealing with about a $44 piece of rib. Publix had it on sale at, if I can get it to focus, $8.99 I think it was. No, $8.69 a pound, and they call it the beef rib roast, also known as prime rib or standing rib roast, you know, all that. And it's been boned and tied. And that just means they carve the bones out for you. They cut those bones out. They're there. They're on the bottom. The dogs are going to love them. I wouldn't do it without them. And they tie those back to it. And you may know all that, so I thought I'd throw it in. But anyhow, we're going to take this to about 650 degrees, 600, 650. I'm not really sure. We're going to just going to let it go, see how it does. And then we're going to set that on. And we're going to do a little watch, look and feel on it. So, anyhow, we're going to take that to 650 if I can. If I can get it there, no problems. I'm going to let it sit for about a little bit of time, sitting at that temperature. But I'm going to make this video short as possible, so I'm going to shut up. And we're going to put some salt and pepper. That's all I'm putting on that tonight. I'm not doing any of the other seasons I do sometimes, just salt and pepper. And we're going to get this started. I'm going to get that lit. I'm going to get some seasoning on that, let it be sitting, come into room temperature, and we'll get this going here shortly. Okay, to kind of give you an idea of where we're at on it, the egg has been lit for about 45 minutes, and we've got it at about 350. I'm fixing to crank that up. The prime rib is sitting ready. I've let it get fairly, closer to room temperature. It's been out of the refrigerator for probably 2.5 hours, maybe. So, anyhow, it's in fact, we can see because I'm fixing to put the probe in it. And we're going to raise this temperature up on the green egg, but I'm going to put the probe about right there. And it'll be dead center, and it'll tell you it's not going to be room temperature. There's no doubt. Uh-oh, it's kind of goofing up on the camera there. And it's not doing that in real life, just on this camera. So we're going to be a good way from room temperature. I mean, and that's really, to be honest with you, pushing it a little bit, I think. So maybe I don't shoot for room temperature all the time, but it's been out for about 2.5 hours, and you can see I'm at 55. So that's a lot better than 40 or 35. So I'm gonna I'm gonna hush. All right, what we're gonna do is we're at 350. So I'm just gonna open up we're gonna see how fast it clicks. If it don't click real quick, then I'll shut this down and we'll get it there. But I got a feeling it will. But you know something? There's no need in holding this here. It's just time wasted, but you can see it climbing right away. Something the green egg does excellent. We're going to 600 or 650. In fact, I usually turn my gauge where when the needle's straight up, I know when I'm close to where I want to be. So I'll show you. I've shown it on some of my videos. I got my damper on the bottom all the way open, and I regulate this way, especially when I'm cooking hot. So I'm not going to keep harping on how to use a green egg. I'm going to show you how to cook the best prime rib you've ever ate, and I'm not lying. This is a fantastic recipe for the green egg. It works great, and you can do things. If you ever seen a recipe in the oven, you put your oven on 500, you leave it in there for X amount of minutes, and then you turn your oven off. This is the same theory. It's just you can't get your oven to 650 or 600, so you can't get that to crisp up like it will, or to do what it'll do. You can with a green egg. So again, I'm getting off here. I'm gonna let this climb, but you can see we went from 350 and we're already close to 500, and you can see it's climbing. So I could probably let the camera run, but it's going to be at 600 very short, and then I'm gonna let it sit for a minute. I'm gonna let it idle out at around 650. Anyhow, I'll be back in just a second. At 625 temperature, we're going to, and I'm gonna use this glove because it's been that hot. I don't want a surprise from anything, so I'm gonna burp it and just make sure it ain't gonna get, like I said, no surprises. By the way, I've got that damper all the way closed. I mean, all the way open again. All I'm gonna do now, I'm gonna set this on there. That's all you have to do. I'm gonna set my temperature right there. The lid's going back down. I got to set that back to where it was, and all we're going to do now is it's a little bit of look and feel, like I said, and you'll be surprised that I can see down in here with this. I kind of watch it, make sure nothing funny's happening, but other than that, I'm just going to kind of look at it and see how the surface of the prime rib looks, and then we're going to shut all the dampers down, or maybe we'll leave the top open. But I'm going to shut the bottom down, and we're going to wait for a temperature of 125. I'll probably pull it around 125 and let it set for 5-10 minutes, and it'll go to 130, 135, and that's about where my family likes it. It'll still be plenty of red in the middle. I'd probably pull it a little early if it was just me. But we're also, you got to think about, I'm going to heat it up again when I'm making sandwiches and all with it. So, you know, it probably wouldn't hurt if you did pull it a little early. There's a lot of things to think about. But in this instant, we're going to pull it around 120. So right now we're at 53 degrees on my thermometer. And I'm not sure you can see it. But anyhow, we're at 52, 53 degrees. 625 right here. And we're going to let that stay at 625 while I watch it through my opening on top without lifting the lid. That's crucial. You don't want to open that lid because your temperature will go everywhere. But a few minutes, I'll come back and show you where we're at. It's been about 15 minutes. We're still clicking right at 625, but I'm going to take it to 650 for the last, say, 5 minutes of this high heat. So I'm going to open this up. Obviously, you know, I ain't got to tell you all that. But anyhow, I'm going to open that up, and I think you'll see it raise right away. But either way, and I am watching it with my flashlight. Now, I'm not going to lie. You probably can't use, you know, I'm not being disrespectful, but you know, you can't kind of, your granddaddy's flashlight. You got to have a flashlight. I mean, one that'll do it. This is I've got a, you know, you could do it with less than this, but this is 1,000 lumen LED light, and it will cut through that smoke. I mean, it's not, you can't look at it like it's sitting out on the table, obviously, but you can tell a good bit by it. So anyhow, I'm gonna get this to 650, and in a little bit, I'm gonna try without damaging my camera. I'm gonna try and show you what you can see by looking down through that hole with this flashlight. So anyhow, I'll be right back. All right, I ain't gonna lie. I mean, like always, I mean, just showing you, everybody's got one nose. It Cadillacs. I mean, you put it on 650, it's better than an oven. I mean, you can get it there faster. You can lock it there. Okay, so the last 5 minutes, we've been doing 650. We're only at 59 degrees on our thing. I don't remember where we started, but anyhow, we haven't come up much there because that's in the center of the meat. So what we want to do now is I'm going to try. Now, I'm not going to lie. This is probably not going to work. But I'm going to try. If it looks like I'm fixing to hurt my camera, I'm not. I just want to show you what I mean. I'm going to open it all the way up, which will make it go crazy in temperature. But let's just see. I mean, you get an idea. I mean, I know you can't tell what that looks like, but I'm not going to put my camera. It's kind of hard to put your face there, there's no doubt. But you can get an idea, you know, what's going on in there. So that's just a tip, or whatever you want to call, from me. And now we're going to shut it down. It's been 20 minutes total, and that was pretty hot. It's been 20 minutes total. 15 of them were at 625. 5 of them were at 650. So right now, I'm gonna leave those open, because I don't want to just stifle it with smoke. But the thing I'm going to actually shut is this, and we're going to just pull that tube, slam it shut, and it ain't no big deal. If the temperature don't fall out of the bottom, which I think it will, it'll start dropping, because it obviously, you know how fire works, but you can see it's falling. I don't know how low it will go, but neither does an oven in this method. Everybody does this method in an oven, and they think, you know, the bottom falls out. It don't. It's going to stay. In fact, it's not lower. It's not dropping as fast as this. So now all I'm getting, all that matters, is now we're looking for 120 to 125 right here, and then we're going to pull it. So that's all we got to do. No worrying about time anymore. Nothing but the temperature on the internal probe. Now, one thing I will say, I don't know if I mentioned, I may have already, I'm going to do it again. The only thing that's on that is salt and cracked pepper, or pretty much a coarse ground pepper. I love, there's a lot of things you can put on a prime rib, and I like them. I really do. But with a green egg, to me, and sometimes in the oven, I don't want to, I just like salt and pepper on pretty much a big ribeye steak. That's what it is. So, anyhow, okay, we're right at an hour and 20 minutes, 126, and I'm about to pull it off. For the record, the chamber's at about 380, and we're fixing to pull it off, see what it looks like. So, the magical time is here. All I gotta do is figure out what I did with my spatula. Here it is. So, here's the revealing. And always, it looks fantastic. And I pull that right there. I'm sure that's going to be hot. So, I'm going to pull it out with this. I'm not, you know what? I'm going to leave that in there. I'm going to pull it out from here. So, we're going to let that right there rest till we get, I don't know, 1:30 or so. We're just going to let it rest for 5 minutes. We'll see what it's at 5 minutes. How about that? So, that is an excellent, as always, cooked, as the green egg always does. And I mean, it is a, if you got one, I ain't got to tell you, it's a fantastic, it's a cooking machine. And it does everything as it advertises it does. So, I'm going to let that sit. I'm going to let that rest. I'm going to say 10 minutes. And I can say already I'm at 129. So, I mean, it's going to go up. You just saw it as 125. So, then the temp does move up and down a little bit. So, we're going to see what it's at in 10 minutes. And we're going to cut a piece, see what it looks like. Be right back. Okay, that is 10 minutes rest time, and it's at 138, which is fine. I mean, especially for here. We're going to see what it looks like in just a minute. You know, you can back those temps up or down, leave it a little longer. So, but now you know exactly what that takes, and I ain't got to tell you, that is a fantastic looking piece of meat. I mean, that's all you can say about that. That is a perfect looking. I mean, you cannot even buy that at a restaurant. You know, now I did get the end because I asked for a 2 rib cut right quick. I'll say this. I went to Publix. They cut one for me special. I didn't even ask for the center cut. I asked for the end because it was only 2 ribs. I wouldn't ask them to cut a center cut on just 2 ribs. But all I needed was 2 ribs. I mean, it is for me and for us, but I got 2 dogs, so I needed 2 ribs, long story short. So we're about to cut this, and again, you can see that is a beautiful looking piece of meat. And it's already at 139, so I mean, it climbs, there's no doubt. And I'm going to try and get set up to where I can get a better angle on it while we're cutting it. So I'll be right back when I get the camera set up a little better. Okay, we're about to cut these strings off. There's one more, maybe not. Pull the strings out of the way. I'm going to set it off of that bone. Like I said, they cut the bones all the way free for me. Publix. I can't say enough about them. I love them. And I may have to cut them a little more free. Here's what matters. Right here. And that is as good as you're going to get. I mean, that is a prime rib at its finest on the green egg. It's fantastic. I mean, you're not going to beat that. You can't get it in a restaurant. I mean, that is what I look for at any time. Now, you know, what else can you say? That is a perfect cooked piece of meat. And I mean to tell you that I assure you it is. I don't know if I'm going to be able to get in this video or not. I'm trying. %100% excellent. Tomorrow, or if you have people here now, I mean, that's served per you cut into the center to get even redder. If you want raw, you know how prime rib works. But tomorrow also, you can heat that loin up and slice it off and make some of the best sandwiches you'll ever eat. I mean, you can make some of the fantastic sandwiches, but you don't have to do that. By itself, it's fantastic. I mean, it's just it is very, very good. But anyhow, there's my ribeye. My prime rib from the green egg. So, let's see if I can get back on it again. That is the ultimately cooked prime rib. Now that was, I pulled it at 125. Obviously adjust those temps a little bit and you can get whatever you want. That is, again, you can't get this anywhere. You got to do this at home. And you probably couldn't buy it anywhere. That's fantastic. Again, I'll hush. The green egg, prime rib, excellent. Anyhow, y'all come back to see me. Y'all have a good night. Jelly007.com. Y'all have a good night. Bye-bye. Okay, I wanted to show you a little bit more of it. And it's absolutely fantastic. That crust it can't be beat. You can't beat salt and pepper on a ribeye if you ask me. There's a lot of other things to put on one, but I keep saying ribeye. That's what it is. It's a bone-in ribeye. It's just still the loin. So as a prime rib, that's really what it is. So anyhow, they did cut back the chine bones just a little bit, cut back the bones just a little bit. They didn't completely cut them, which is fine. I want them to stay intact while I'm cooking. And a lot of times you're doing them over a pan, so you want that bone marrow and those bone juices to go out of your rib rack or your rack into that pan to make gravy. Well, obviously on a green egg, you could do it. You got to put a pan under it and catch it. I just don't when I'm doing it on a green egg. I ain't got to tell you, that right there is all you need. You flip this right here over and put it at the table, and you cut people slices like that right there. It is like being at the finest restaurant you ever been at. And then here's the real reason. It sounds crazy, but like I said, I got a dog that's got a special day. And I've got two dogs. So that's why I asked for the bone-in ribeye. That's why I asked for that's why I wanted the prime rib tonight. A two-bone. That's why I asked for a two-bone prime rib. So I'd have one each for my dog. And they're going to love me for it. They're sitting right here. Both of them waiting. There they are. Anyhow, they're waiting right now. They know what's coming. And but again, I just wanted to touch on it one more time. This is the absolute perfect prime rib you're ever going to cook. And the green egg does it way better than your oven. Because you get this crust that you can't get in the oven. You could have went to 800 if you wanted to, 700. But you don't. I don't. I like that temperature right there. It's all about this skin. And when you put those seasonings on it, whatever seasoning you choose. I did go with salt and pepper, and I think that's fantastic. But if you got other seasonings, that fat when it gets hot, it does something different. At 600 degrees, you can't make your oven go above 500. So this is something you can't do in an oven. And again, I'm going to hush. I know I'm running this video up a little bit, but I can't harp on this enough. This is a fantastic. If you want the best prime rib you ever ate, cook it like this. Anyhow, y'all have a good night. Come back to see me. Holler. Bye.